Hi, guys. Thanks for joining us for this week's Oracle meditation with MARKANNA Wellness. I'm Anna.
And I'm Mark.
And yesterday, Mark went to Barnes& and Noble, which is where we like to get a lot of our decks. And he got us this Magical Spirit Oracle deck. So it'll be the first time I'm using it. You didn't use it yet, right?
It's got gold edges on it. Looks really pretty. Cards look cool.
Mm, yeah, it's awaken your magic and remember who you really are. And the front says the brilliance of you and trust yourself.
Thought it was really cool. I'm always on the lookout for different Oracle decks or tarot decks. I'm always collecting them. I mean, I feel like I do have a problem. I like to joke about that. It's like everybody collects something. I just happen to collect Oracle and tarot decks also.
Yeah.
But it's fun. It's always giving us something else to pull from, in different situations or circumstance, or they all have a little different meaning or interpretation, so they can just really adapt to any situation we're in. So it's really fun.
Well, and I keep a list of all the decks that we have, and I was noticing we've bought a lot more Oracle decks this year than we have bought tarot.
Mhm.
But since we've changed the orientation of our room for the video, you can see that our tarot decks are actually right here.
Yep.
And then you maybe would have seen the Oracle decks from when we had the plants behind us because we keep those on the other side of the room. But yeah, I noticed we've gotten more Oracle lately. So
Our living room kind of has different lighting, so we've been playing with best setup to do the videos where we don't have so many shadows or we're working on developing and just fine tuning everything. It's
yeah,
kind of fun though to even look back at like some of the first videos we ever made together, and just really see the joy in doing it and not being so like caught up in like it's got to be perfect and look perfect and the surroundings and everything. All that is so superficial. It's like really in the meaning and the purpose of it. So I think it's a fun thing to sure make it better, critique it, fine tune it, but it really is just in being here with you guys and with the cards and seeing what pops up.
yeah.
So, saying that, let's go ahead and shuffle these cards. I've saged the cards. We have our new, I mean, we've had it a while, but it's a copal sage, so it's covered in copal, so it does get messy. It gets everywhere, but it's kind of neat the way it smells. Just another added element to your practice. All these little things just really help reinforce and bring our awareness into this present moment, is what it's for. So, whatever tools you have, whatever things you use to help you stay focused or get focused, that's a special thing. All right, let's see. I really like the edges of these cards. The gold is really pretty.
Yeah. I always like metallic edges on decks.
Kind of stuck together here. Ooh, it's time to come home, goddess of the sea. So that's really pretty. That blue is really pretty on there.
Mm-hmm.
It's almost like metallic blue.
And at the bottom it says abundance, purification, and ego. Let's see. These are fun art.
Yeah, this is pretty. Mm.
I'm coming home to where my soul calls me. These kind of have long stories that go with it.
Okay, we can do just a little like affirmation part or at the end.
Yeah.
This book
Uh,
has pretty in-depth meaning.
but pulling this card is affirmation of the goddess of the sea awakening within you. You're starting to notice more of what is not true. You're realizing more often when you're casting a net for false treasure. The things that used to sparkle have become dull and undesirable. You feel called toward what is real for you. You're becoming less and less like the fisherman, which is the story it tells. This card can also be assigned to watch extra closely where you're fishing, the sea goddess calls you near and has much to show you. You are so close to her. It's time to come home now. Release your net. You won't need it much longer. So I think, when I think of fishing, besides like the literal sense of fishing, it is kind of like what you're searching for or, what's coming to you. So being able to just be more intentional about what it is that you're bringing in with that net, because we don't always want to bring in what we're catching.
Sure, we want to be our authentic self, so that we help draw in or catch that energy or opportunity as it comes by because it's reflecting us. We're pulling in or, drawing in with those nets, that energy or things that we really truly need in our life. And it's becoming easier to notice those things that just aren't right for us or just feel wrong. Maybe it felt right at first, and now you've gotten to know a situation or a person or something. Our sage is just smoking.
It just won't
It
stop.
won't stop. It's okay. So, just I like to think about this card when it talks about like ego and just the purification and abundance part of this card. I think we'll do our meditation on abundance, purification, and ego.
Well, and something I just noticed too that I wanted to point out is like it says she's the goddess of the sea, but she's kind of more like in the land and like her hands in the sea.
Right, still connected really kind of to the land, almost like a mountain.
Because that's what it's saying, like time to come home.
Mhm.
Because usually people aren't staying out at sea forever, so they're always going to find their way back to shore at some point.
It's almost like a lighthouse, She almost seems to be like a lighthouse
Yeah.
calling you home kind of thing.
Yeah.
So let's find a comfortable spot just to take a seat. You can lie down. This will just be a few minute meditation. If you like to softly close your eyes, you could close your eyes and just start to follow your breath in and out of your nose, not trying to change a thing, just noticing your presence, your being right now in this moment. I want to start to call to that lighthouse at our core, that beacon, that energy that really truly knows and feels what we should do or where we should move into. I like to think of that lighthouse at the center of our heart space, really where we hold all that compassion, kind of reinforcing that abundance of joy and purification that each heartbeat can bring into our life. So, as you notice that bright light calling you home here in the center of your heart, you may start to notice those little things going on or big things going on in your life in this moment that are maybe pulling you away from that core. So, coming back to the core of our heart, noticing all those little strings and attachments that are maybe making us confused or uneasy. We want to allow that light of our lighthouse to help burn away, start to purify that energy that just feels off or wrong. And if we have any question, if we're seeking any answers here at this time, to invite that energy in of receiving, of being called home to what truly resonates with you, so we can feel more abundant. And then noticing our ego here. So, a lot of times the ego gets such a bad rap because sometimes the ego can seem or feel like it's working against us or it's very selfish. But the ego is an important part of you. We can talk about trying to remove the ego and not feel that attachment any longer. But really, we want to integrate that part of our being that's been here with us since the beginning. And maybe turn more of a brighter light onto our ego, not trying to shame or remove that energy, but trying to bring that energy into alignment with all parts of our being, with what we truly desire and want to create. Sometimes in life, we've got to get selfish. We've got to really take a look at ourselves to even be able to witness what we need to purify or to remove from our life. Not allowing our ego to keep pulling us back into those uncomfortable situations. Coming back to that lighthouse, that core light here in our heart, noticing the abundance of just simply being alive, having each breath, each moment as a meditation. With each inhale, you can draw in more awareness to the abundance in your life. And with each exhale, we can surrender and purify the body and the mind by releasing with the exhale. So as our heart beats and we breathe in and out, we begin to notice the blessings right here before us of just simply being alive to start, but then having a mind, an ego that wants adventure, wants to create. So as we integrate this stillness of being, of abundance, and this purification of our ego, of all the ideas in the mind, start to see yourself complete, not denying any part of yourself, simply beginning to shed any energy that no longer reflects or resembles the person you like to be right now in this moment. And then let's take 3 big inhales and exhales here together, really drawing that air in through the nose. And exhales could be out of the mouth. Again, deep inhale. And exhales. One more of those big inhales in, filling up that lighthouse of energy. And then exhales out, removing any old belief system that's holding you down or keeping you away from your dreams. Then we can slowly open our eyes, coming back to this space. I had a teacher that talks about the ego a lot and really integrating the ego into our existence, not so much trying to fight and get rid of this part of ourself. This is another element of our being that has a lot of experience. And really, it is looking out for us so much so it forgets about everyone else. That's where the ego gets such a bad rap. But there's an immense energy here in that focus of finding your abundance, yourself, being selfish a little bit. You can be selfish without harming others. Sometimes we need to do that to check ourselves, to bring ourselves back to that lighthouse, bring ourselves home, and not deny any part of ourselves. As long as we're working towards that highest good for ourselves, we want to represent and work towards that, then we can easily reflect that and share that with other people.
Good job, honey.
Thank you.
So we have a lot of fun stuff coming up for September that's on our website now. We'll have our fall retreat on September 19th through 21st. We still have a couple rooms for that. And the applications on our events tab on our website, and then a couple of special workshops we're excited about for September. So if you're local to OKC and want to see what we have going on, please check out markannawellness.com/events. And then you can always follow us on Facebook and Instagram at Markanna Wellness.
That was very good.
Okay. We'll
Thank you.
see you next time.
Thank you guys.
Bye.